Let's have a CC. Let's have a CC. It is time for a cornered conversation. I'm ready, are you? Let's do it. Where we get in our feels and we keep it real, but there's no judgment here, all right? Listen, let's talk about starting. I'm so excited that I started. I had the vision and I thought about something for a long, long time. And shot the idea around to a lot of different people and asked them questions and things like that. But the vision was there. Thought, the idea, the action, everything was there. And I've always had what I needed to start. I just never started. I think that's one of the biggest things that prevent us from sometimes getting to the blessing quicker or getting to the magnificent life that we deserve is just starting. Whatever fear, or because fear isn't a real thing. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not a real thing. It's something that we create. And there's risk in everything, but I'm also a firm believer that if you start the thing that you're happy about, passionate about, think has purpose and worth, immediately value is added to you because there is a level of belief in self. There is a level of confidence that is built from the vision from within that you are manifesting outward. To even create an idea in your head and think that there's a need for it is powerful. And to see it through is even more powerful because not only does it test your strength, but it builds your strength and it builds your character. But the biggest thing is starting. I think some of us have an idea, and I'll say, I know me, I be having an idea of what it should look like. Some of us, when we start, and including me, I think we have a vision of what we think it should look like, or what starting looks like, or how we want it to look when we start. And a lot of times we'll come into, most of the time in your experience and just in mine, the way it starts out is not the way you kind of envision it. And sometimes it is, right? But you'll soon learn that the vision that you may have had crafted, because it's a vision that, you really don't know outside of just the initial vision and then getting into the act of doing it, you don't really know what's going to come. You can kind of foresee or think about, but I can almost guarantee you that there are a lot of people who have started and however the vision was initially, right, it pivoted, or something changed, or it was different, or it was outside of the scope or realm of what they would have thought about. And I think that happens a lot. And learning to do away, and I say do away with, accept that as a fact or accept that as a thing and not let it be the thing, the quicker we can get to doing it. I see people around me that I've had the company and privilege and I see people around me that I've been I see people around me that I've had the privilege and pleasure to admire. And one thing that I can say is it's everything that I prayed for, but also these people or these individuals, starting for them is not a thing. They're not even worried about starting. They're just going to do. The power in doing, the starting. It's literally the first step. And, in full transparency, I have a friend who I'm working with and we're doing some music stuff together. And, the charge was, hey, I want to do some writing with you. And I said, let's do it. But I also said, you came to me with the charge of wanting to write, and I'm ready to write whenever. Very serious. We could have literally wrote in that moment or started writing in that moment, but they had a reason, or there was an excuse, or there was something that prevented that moment being writing since you said you wanted to write. I also gave them the charge and said, if this is something that you want to do with me, I'm available and we'll make time for you whenever. Just take the initiation, and come to me and let's set it up. And it hasn't quite happened. And we were having a conversation recently, and I realized that this is the perfect opportunity for us to write, because I had shared some of my music, and the response was something along the lines of I don't know, I can't write right now. I've got writer's block. And something inside of me, the spirit, whatever, literally said, pick up a pen and paper and start writing. And I literally looked over to my left and there was a notebook and I had a pen. I handed him the pen and paper, or the pen and the notebook, and said, write. I said, I don't care what you write, just write. And you could tell the energy was given he was taking it like a joke, a little bit, but also as he began to write and, make things on the thing, I'm saying, you're writing. I said, I'm sure there's something in there that's worth keeping. Whether you were playing around or not, there's something in there that has value or worth. But I do want to prove to you right now that your issue isn't writing. I said, your issue is kind of grading what you think starting for you looks like. And your starting shouldn't have a grade, which is crazy. You know, I told him, I said, hey, I didn't tell you to write a song. I just told you to write. And sometimes we need things broken down into baby steps for us to really like digest this and get it. But I didn't tell that man to write a song. I just told him to write. And the more I sat there in silence and just let him write, the more he filled the paper with words, then sentences, phrases, and lines, then started to hum a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, in that simple task right there, for me, I'm saying I wanted my friend, I wanted the person who was interested in writing something, someone who had a need that they wanted to. In that moment, I realized it's the perfect opportunity for you to write. Every song that is written isn't like a major hit song. And also, it doesn't start out that way for every singer or songwriter. But I'm saying songwriting has the word writing in it. It's just writing and it's words. And you can be a wordsmith and construct words. You can be a poet, a lyricist. You can be anything. But this songwriter said he had an issue of writing, and there was no issue of writing. At the end of the day, it was a pleasure and a privilege to watch someone who thought or had concern or fear or graded themselves on what good and bad writing was, fill a page with words, and there actually were words on there that had power. So there was no issue with him writing. It was just the actual action of doing. So I said all that to say, it's sometimes the smallest thing, which is why I said, go ahead, pick up, push that application, push submit. Take that brush and put it in paint and start stroking and create what you create. Get into that editing thing and begin to edit that video. Turn the camera on and push record. Turn the music on and start dancing. Put the beat on and start writing. Put the words in your head on paper. The vision that you have, get to creating the mold and the outline for it and drawing the structure. Like that's starting. No one's grading that, and it doesn't need to be and deserve to be graded because it's the start. You think people are seriously grading kindergartners on what's good and bad? No, it's their actual effort and their energy in starting or taking the courage to do it. That's it. That's what you get most excited about. The kids doing it, the starting. It don't matter if they win or not. We're celebrating and cheering you on because you started. You will find your direction as you go. And I'm so glad that I started because here we are and there's so much more that's coming for you all. This is just the beginning. All I did was start, push record, and it came to me. Outside of the vision that I already wrote, when this came on, the freedom came behind or in front of this. So just start and free yourself from any limitation that you may have. Don't grade yourself on what you think it should be, good or bad, right? Just start and watch yourself be empowered by your level of action and intention and starting what you said and watching it come to life. That's all I want you to encourage you to do. Just start. That's it. I started, and I can't wait to see what your start looks like. This is another CC, another cornered conversation where we keep it real and we don't get in our feels, but also there's no judgments here. I look forward to the next one because we've got some good things coming. Until the next time.